Hello everyone, Andy Schwab here with your Northern Ag TV. Well, wild horses are getting some attention in Washington D.C. During a House hearing on the Department of Interior's fiscal year 2026 budget request, DOI Secretary Doug Burgum was asked if he would support the continuation of the wild horse management. Secretary Burgum agreed to be helping to find a long-term solution on that hot topic.
Unconstrained wild horses and burros are causing more damage to the grasslands than any other species, and we have to have a solution. So that they're causing damage, and we're spending over $100 million trying to manage it, and we're not being effective in how we're managing.
Now, the commitment comes as several U.S. representatives have formed a wild horse caucus in an effort to promote humane policies to care and manage the wild horses. Well, the Montana Stockgrowers Foundation announced the recipients of the 2025 Education Heritage Scholarships. This year, MSF awarded a total of $10,000 in scholarships to 3 Montana students. Tyson Gravenhoff, that is, was awarded a $5,000 scholarship, and Taryn Martinell and Andy Moore both received $2,500 scholarships. MSF said that each year they award the scholarships to college students who are seeking a career to benefit the ranching industry. To be eligible for the scholarships, applicants must meet all scholarship requirements, submit an application, and participate in an interview panel with MSU trustees. Congratulations to all of those winners. Well, the Wyoming Game and Fish Department is pushing back against proposed federal rules that would keep grizzly bears listed as a threatened species under the Endangered Species Act. In public comments submitted to the Federal Register, the agency says the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service proposal undermines decades of success of the recovery efforts, especially in the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, where bear populations have expanded and stabilized. Game and Fish also argued that the rule ignores sound science, misapplies a distinct population segment, and moves the goalposts for delisting. The department also calls for the rule to be withdrawn and rewritten. Now, officials do say that grizzly bear recovery in Wyoming should be celebrated, not stalled by federal overreach. And wrapping up, I just want to say a big thank you to Havre FFA for having me as their keynote speaker during their 3rd annual FFA banquet. It was an honor to speak to the crowd of nearly 300 supporters, and wish Havre FFA mechanics team all the best of luck at the national competition this fall in Indianapolis. Well, we need to take a quick break, but we're going to talk about some of your livestock markets and grain markets right after this.
From the beginning, we've worked closely with farmers. BNSF's ties to the agricultural community go back 175 years. Together, we've innovated to make the U.S. agriculture supply chain one of the most efficient and productive in the world. Our strong relationship powers BNSF still today and helps us move the nation like no one else can. At BNSF, we move the nation for you.
Talking with someone that you know is stressed out, those are difficult things to approach, but if you're good friends with those people, reach out and say, I'm here to talk to you. We can find somewhere to get some assistance. It's hard to get involved, but at the same time, you want to just say, hey, there is help available.
For more tips in dealing with stress in agriculture or for free counseling for egg producers, visit beyondtheweather.com.
Well, feeder cattle futures found some lower prices yesterday after the grains were able to rally. The move does come as many of the traders are waiting on that latest cattle on feed report to be released and the details of this week's cash cattle sector. In support of the markets again were the box beef values climbing to historic prices as the spread between the choice and the select value are actually sliding back under that $10 per hundredweight price. And pretty light trade on the head counts for the local auction barns lately, with many of the producers focusing on turning out to the summer pasture. The reduced head counts are bringing the packers to the markets hungry to fill the orders ahead of the holiday break, as coal cow prices in Lewistown livestock held strong this week, 130 to 161. On the sheep side of the auctions, Pays had a big sale on Monday where the upcoming IEL holiday brought extra demand, and the market did see those ethnic buyers purchasing lambs, ewes, and goats to be sent to harvest across the country. I mean, from anywhere California to Pennsylvania and Colorado to Texas. That demand actually added 10 to 20 cents per pound compared to last month's sale. And wheat markets posted a third straight higher session yesterday, although prices did fade off their daily highs across all three wheat varieties amid some technical resistance. Wheat markets continue to attract the buying attention as heavy selling speculators thus far this spring may be viewing the positions as overexposed, given that the worrisome weather across several key wheat growing regions in the world is still happening. For corn, it was once again able to borrow some of the strength from the wheat markets as they were emerging the concerns of potential late season planting delays, primarily in the eastern corn belt. Outside markets for Wednesday were mixed, with the U.S. dollar continuing to sink following a Moody's credit downgrade on Monday. Well, that's going to do it for our Northern Ag TV. I'm Andy Schwab. Have a great rest of your day.